This will be a great wrestling podcast, and you can believe in that.
I knew he was going to do it. I knew.
This is OT3.
Prepare for launch. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OT3. Sorry, we took a little bit longer than usual. We're glad to be here tonight on this week before Christmas. I know Matt was really excited to be here tonight. We got a lot to talk about. So with that being said, Matt, how you doing tonight? Welcome.
You're looking at the hounds of justice of wrestling podcasts, and you can believe in that.
Oh, here he goes already, Paul. And of course, of course, we have our awesome producer and co-host Paul. Paul, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
Wait, I wasn't ready for that. You switched it up tonight. It's usually
I know
Paul
I switched it up, man. I can't always do it the exact same way, man. You got to keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah, you got to keep it fresh.
Yeah, you can't be doing the same thing every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, let's jump right into Roadblock. Let's talk about what we thought about. He's already not. Let's talk about the good in Roadblock. Let's talk about, first off, probably the best match of the night, tag team title match. Cesaro and Sheamus became the new tag team champions. The New Day broke the streak. The longest reigning champions at 483 days. They dropped the titles of Cesaro and Sheamus in what could possibly be the match of the night last night. What was your big takeaway in that match?
Best match of the night, the fact that Woods tried to get involved, didn't work in their favor. Sheamus and Cesaro both kicked out of the finishers from Big E and Kofi, and then the little fake tag at the end caught Kofi by surprise, and new tag champions. I think what really amazes me is the athleticism of Cesaro in these matches, man. The stuff that he can do in the ring for, a pretty good sized guy. It was awesome. I'm happy. New Day, I don't think they should have broken the streak, to be honest with you. I think they weren't that much of a, they're a good tag team, but it faded at the end. They were cheating to win. It was really starting to get annoying. And the fact that we have new champions, I love it. And I love the people who are champions. These are two guys that deserve a title, and I'm happy they both have one now.
Do you think Cesaro is the most underutilized talent on either roster?
Yes. I think him and Sami Zayn are both up there. Yes, I did say Sami Zayn.
On Raw?
Yep.
Overall or just on Raw?
I think overall both those two. I think
Okay.
Cesaro more than Sami Zayn, but yeah, I'm happy to see Cesaro with the title.
I think it's awesome how you're seeing that two of the guys that we talked about being the most underutilized talents are now tag team champions for Raw, Cesaro, and then for SmackDown, Bray Wyatt. So glad to see Cesaro finally get the gold after not having a title in WWE since his United States run, which has got to be 3-4 years ago. So happy to see him as a champion again. Another good match we could talk about, the women's title match. Again, the hot potato happens, the Iron Woman match.
Match.
Charlotte is goes undefeated at pay-per-view in all of 2016. You talk about one of the better streaks that you'll see for any person, in the past or present, or in the future. Do you think anyone's ever going to have that kind of perfect year that Charlotte did in pay-per-view?
I believe someone will again. It's only a matter of time. They always give it to someone, then a few years down the road, someone else will get it. Look at Nakamura. I mean, he, how long of a run did he go on before?
But you got to remember, he only had 4 matches on pay-per-view. Charlotte
I'm talking about
how many
overall when he finally lost in NXT?
Yeah.
It took him almost a whole year. Goldberg, forget about his streak.
Pay-per-view, man. I mean, for the woman, it's unprecedented.
It's unheard of for a woman. Yes, it really.
And she's a 4-time women's champion though.
Oh, I mean, that's cool. If you count the hot potatoes, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
4-time women's champion. But now we know officially we got a definitive end
Thank God.
to the feud. Now, it's, when you think about it chronologically, you look at the matches, there wasn't John Cena and Randy Orton. I know we made this, correlation already, but didn't their feud end in an Iron Man match?
It did. Yes, it did.
All right. And no matter what happens, if the champion lost, there was no rematch. And Sasha was the champion. She lost, and there will be no rematch, is what we were told.
Thank
so
God.
officially, that should end this feud.
They were getting kind of stale.
Got to be one of
matches
the
were
greatest
great.
feuds of 2016, though.
Yeah, it was. But
One of the best feuds of 2016. We move
the
on from
ending-
this. Charlotte's the champion.
The ending before the overtime, she taps out with 2 seconds left. I'm sorry, Sasha. You shouldn't tap out. I don't care. You should look at the clock and just hold on as long as you can. Just 2 seconds, man. 1,
Hang on.
2, you're the champion.
Yep.
But, I
And
mean,
she loses in overtime.
I feel like once it got to overtime, she was gonna lose, and she got busted open pretty good too.
Yeah, that was rough. I saw that. I still don't know what caused it, but yeah, no. Awesome match. Great end to the feud. Charlotte moves on as a champion. You got to think that on Raw tonight we might get an answer to it. You think maybe Emelina finally makes her debut and she gets
I don't
inserted
know,
into the
man.
picture?
She's been as bad as the Undertaker, saying she's gonna be here every week and then
Hey,
doesn't show up.
they're
I don't know
starting to do
who's
the Eva
worse.
Marie thing on Raw with her.
I don't know who's worse.
So we'll see what happens there. Obviously on the pre-show, not a huge shot. Rusev won by count out. Not a big fan of that result of that match. Did you really? I didn't even actually personally. I didn't see that match. I
It
know
wasn't
Rusev
nothing
won.
too special. He won because Lana distracted Enzo. Cass came over. No, Lana distracted Enzo. Matt says everything negative about Zeta, then I'm gonna crash that.
Oh no.
Whatever.
He said positive stuff about Zayn today.
Yeah, I said positive things. You want me to go back to saying negative things?
No.
It was a horrible ending. I mean, Enzo got distracted by Lana. Rusev came over and attacked Enzo, and then Big Cass was checking up on Enzo, and he got 10 counted. I mean, it wasn't nothing too spectacular. It wasn't
Wait, did you say 10?
10 count.
10.
Yeah.
10. 10.
Oh, Jesus. You mean the guy who hasn't won NXT and somehow is getting a call?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
terrible. Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah.
Dillinger, another awesome guy.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, that match wasn't nothing too big.
All right. Biggest thing of the night for me, the biggest takeaway was not this match per se, but the way it and the after the match part. Rich Swann successfully retained his title in the triple threat match, as both of us predicted. But then after the match, the long-awaited, I guess you could say return, even though he has been back from injury for a while. Neville made his presence known by coming out after the match. Swan probably figured, hey, he's coming out here to congratulate me. But not only does he come out there and make a note, he turns heel in the process and absolutely demolishes not only Rich Swann but T.J. Perkins, as Kendrick just laid there and watched.
Awesome. I think this is
Loved
gonna be
every
great.
second of it.
You know why? Because Neville, he just looks like a heel. He has the look of a heel.
He was underutilized, and I'm glad to see they're finally using him in the
Him and
cruiserweight
his
picture.
Frodo bag and ears.
And I think that Neville is going to be the cruiserweight champion walking into WrestleMania 33.
He said he wanted to come back and make a mark on WrestleMania. And I think
And
they
he's
said
gonna do that.
WrestleMania, the cruiserweights were going to be the ladder match, correct?
Yep, and that'd be awesome. Or even if maybe Neville wins the title and wins the ladder match and becomes the cruiserweight champion. But I think Neville is going to be in the cruiserweight picture from now till WrestleMania, and I can't be any happier about
I
it.
tell you what, I would love a Neville Aris feud.
Yeah, that'd be awesome when Aries gets healthy. So yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to see Neville in the cruiserweight picture. So that was my favorite moment of the night, to be honest with you. And then we have two more matches: Jericho and Rollins. Owens again gets involved, causing Jericho to lose. Rollins gets a victory. Another match both of us predicted. Again,
What an awesome pedigree, though, man. It was with authority, too. I think it was better than some of Triple H's pedigrees.
All right, finally.
I think
Rollins'
it's 'cause-
pedigrees always look a little rough, so I'm glad to see a good one.
because his pedigrees looked a little bit better, because I think since he's not as big as Triple H, he can get the height a little bit more up in the air than Triple H can.
All right, well, I definitely think Triple H still gives a better pedigree than Rollins, but hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So any surprise there? Any big takeaways from that match other than
No, I'm still waiting for Triple H to come back down and do something to Rollins. I'm waiting to see what's going on with that storyline. It's been, 3 or 4 months now since we've seen Triple H back, so still, I mean, they said they're setting up for WrestleMania, so maybe he comes back, costs Rollins the Rumble, but I'm still waiting for him to come back out. So, I mean, pretty much up to that.
Fair enough. And then that brings us to our last match of the night. And I think this is where Matt might get a little on a soapbox for a second when we start talking about this. Roman Reigns, the United States champion, challenged Universal champion Kevin Owens for the title in the main event of the night. I liked the match. Thought it was great. Thought it had some great spots in it. And it ended with I actually predicted it after the show. I called it last night when I was watching it. After I saw Jericho, Owens get involved, I said Jericho's going to come down and he's going to attack Owens. So not only did Jericho do that, he code breaks Owens. Therefore, not only does Owens win the match by disqualification, but he also retains the title. And Roman technically doesn't get a win at all, even though Jericho then showed his true loyalty was he hugged Owens, showing that he was in it with Owens. Like he did it to keep Owens with the championship. I know that didn't sit well with you, Matt, not only being a Roman fan, but just being how a great match takes place. And again, they have a finish where they can't win clean.
This is 5, 6, 7 damn pay-per-views in a row, world title matches where it has not ended clean. The last clean finish we had was when Finn beat Seth Rollins. I was surprised about that. That was back in SummerSlam. This is freaking ridiculous, and that's counting the SmackDown pay-per-view. So if you go with 2 a month,
No, SmackDown's had clean pay-per-view finishes.
do you count AJ?
The only
King
one
and
was
Dean?
this past one.
Which one?
This one that just happened with
The ladder
Ellsworth.
match?
Yeah, that's the only
You're
one.
not counting Ellsworth when he pushed. What's his
I said that's the only one that have it happen like that. The past before that were fine. The triple threat match, it was a no disqualification match. He won it clean.
Remember when he kicked Dean in the nuts to win the title?
I mean, it wasn't illegal. It's illegal, but it wasn't
dirty
seen.
Finish. It's
not-
nothing
wasn't seen.
straight down the middle clean. How about
All right, I'll give you that.
the Cena? I know it was no DQ, but he still used the chairs when there was nothing involved throughout the match. He didn't win it clean. He had to use something. No one has won a clean championship match since Finn Balor beat Seth Rollins. That was
That's
the
fair.
last clean finish where no one was in it. No chairs were used. No nothing. You're taking stuff away from the title.
Credibility.
Back in the day, never saw this much, controversy at the end of matches. Never. Maybe Rock and Austin,
Fair.
where McMahon maybe got involved, Triple H with DX, but not to this magnitude. I think it hates it. It takes away from the title, and you're making Owens look like Seth Rollins last year, where he couldn't win on his own. Rollins' championship run, did he ever have one clean finish? Probably not. Not at
No,
all.
I think maybe when he beat Kane finally, but you knew that was coming.
That was it. Other than that, there was no clean finishes. Like, I don't understand. What's wrong with giving someone a clean finish? Stop making these people. You're making them look weak.
Yeah,
You're
I
doing,
agree with you on that.
It's ridiculous. Why are the tag championships the only? Well, you know what? Can't even say that because Woods always gets involved. There is no championship right now besides the women's and the cruiserweights that have clean finishes. And it's freaking annoying me. It's annoying the hell out of me. Let these guys win clean. Let them look strong. You're making them look weak. Owen looks like he can't beat anyone without Jericho. Of course, he snapped on Jericho. Still happened. We'll see what happened this week. But the best thing about that match was afterwards.
Yeah. So let's talk about what happened after. Obviously, Roman realizes that Jericho did it purposely. At one point you might have thought Jericho was doing it to turn on Owens. He hugs him. Obviously, it's showing Jericho still was there to help Owens. Then, as they were walking out, Rollins' music's hit, and the two of them go back to ringside, only to be met by Roman with a spear to Owens, and Jericho running back to the ring to meet a pedigree from Rollins. Then, from there, they go outside to the announce table.
Well, first off, let's go back to where they kind of look at each other and they look at the announce table, and it's just like, bye, Jericho.
Yep.
You know
Jericho
what's
gets the first double power bomb from Roman and Rollins. And then Owens tries to scurry up the ramp only to be caught up to by Rollins. And then another double power bomb through the table up by the rings, going up towards the ring. I'm sorry, not by the ring, going towards the ramp to exit. And they get a double power bomb, and then Owens goes through it and then also rolls off that side of the stage
Oh, that
after
was
getting
great.
the
He
power
took
bomb.
that like a champ. Well, actually, real quick, Owens and Jericho are starting Raw tonight. Just
Okay,
putting that out
Owens
there.
and Jericho are starting Ross, so I'm sure we'll definitely be interested to see what they have to say about that. And yeah, the Shield 2.0, as they call it, or whatever you'd like to call it, Roman and Rollins are on the same page again. Do you see this being something that continues for the next couple months?
I think so. I think Rollins is back to a full-fledged face. I think, once Triple H did the pedigree, that was pretty much the turning point for him. We were all waiting for it. They've been rumoring about it for a while. But it really, even after that pedigree, it still took a little bit for him to be considered a face. And then once, Roman and him all started getting together again. And I think it's great. I think these guys, they have great chemistry. Like they said, they're not allies, they're brothers. And you can tell, even when Dean's with them, even if they're fighting Dean in a match or whatnot, these guys have great chemistry in the ring. And I think it's great for the company for these guys to be back together. And I think this is almost what Roman needs a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see tonight on Raw. As you said, Jericho and Owens are starting. You said they're spoiler alert. You said there's a cage above the ring.
There's
Is
a
that
small
right tonight?
cage where you can put someone inside, and rumors going around. Enzo and Rusev with Lana. This could be Roman versus Owens with Jericho in it. I mean, there's so many rumors on who could be in it.
So that could be something that comes into play tonight.
Yep.
And then obviously what the title picture will consist of now, since technically Roman lost, didn't even win by disqualification. Does Roman get a rematch? Does Jericho involve himself? Does Rollins get involved after beating Jericho last night? So the universal title picture.
They always have something big before the last Raw of the year. Like you said, remember I went a couple years ago when the Usos won the title, where Edge and Christian. Could we see a fatal four-way for the title
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the Rumble, you think though, or on Raw?
on Raw the last Raw of the year? There's always something big because they have come out and said there won't be any Slammies this year.
Yep. So that's a possibility that we could see that. So that would be interesting to see.
I haven't heard anything about the New Day getting their rematch yet, so we'll wait to hear about that.
Fair enough. So with that being said, I think that pretty much wraps up Roadblock for us, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit before we sign off. We're just doing a quick show tonight. Try to get everyone into Raw. I know we're going a little bit over into Raw tonight. But let's talk about Total Non Stop Deletion and the Tag Team Apocalypto that took place on Impact this past Thursday. I got to watch a good majority of it. First of all, the Rock and Roll Express showing up was hilarious, considering that they haven't been on the active roster. They still wrestle, but it's been, oh man, I can't even tell you. They got to be in their 60s now, the Rock and Roll Express. But they wanted to be the best team in all of space and time, as Matt Hardy, or Broken Matt Hardy, would say. So the match took place, this Tag Team Apocalypse took place at the Hardy compound in North Carolina. Tag teams from all over showed up, independent tag teams that were on Impact. You had a lot of different teams show up and try to claim that they're the best team. And it ended up resulting in Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, the Broken Hardy brothers, victorious in Total Non-Stop Deletion. Now, there was a lot of good spots. There was a spot where they had one half of the Rock and Roll Express and the other half, and one half of the Broken Hardys going up on like the scaffolds, and they were rising them up, and they got Ricky Morton stuck up at the top, and they eliminated them, and then the Decay and the Hardys were the final two teams, and they actually threw one half of the Decay into a active volcano, as they had news breaks coming in saying there was an active volcano in North Carolina and that the roads were closed and no one was allowed in North Carolina. So it was a very over-the-top, segment that they did again. But again,
what
it
about
delivered.
Hornswoggle trying to spear?
Yes,
Bob
exactly. I was
Lashley?
going to say the King of Small Style, as he said, worked with Rockstar Spud trying to spear Lashley
Knocked himself
and
out.
just knocked himself out. And there were so many good things.
Did you say about King Maxwell getting his first win?
I was about to say, King Maxwell, Matt Hardy's, I think he's 2-year-old son, won his in-ring debut against Rockstar Spud. Don't even get me started how this guy even had a match.
Interference from Senor Benjamin, who
Senor Benjamin
took
tased
the taser
Rockstar Spud.
to Rockstar Spud, and then he was deleted.
Oh, here he goes.
I have become reincarnated. As I went away, I went to the lake
what have I done?
reincarnation. I am back, broken, Matt Shape.
Oh, no, not Broken Matt Shipe. Went to the Lake of Reincarnation. Speaking of the Lake of Reincarnation, how about Hurricane Helms?
He came out looking like the Flash because of me.
Oh, no. Hurricane Helms, and then their little thing that they said to the man with the 3 H's would even be proud of this was probably my favorite part of the whole thing. And then they gave the thumbs up and broke the fourth wall to the camera. So, and on top of that, Matt Rebby announced that they are having another child, Matt Hardy and her. So congratulations to Matt Hardy and Rebby. In some real news, outside of the wrestling world, that they'll be expecting their child. So, Matt, what else did you? Anything else from Total Non-Stop Deletion? Was there any like one-liners or anything that really made you laugh?
It was just perfect. It was glorious, as my broken brother would say, and Brother Nero.
Oh boy.
Was anyone rendered obsolete?
The Decay was resonant obsolete as Crazy Steve went down into the volcano. And he was deleted!
Oh, jeez. Well, yeah.
There he goes.
I
It looks like
think
Matt
he left.
just got
I think he went back to the Lake of Reincarnation.
Yeah, Matt almost got deleted. That
Matt,
was
are you
weird.
back?
What the hell was that? That was
And
weird.
Matt is back for the Lake of Reincarnation.
Man, someone just grabbed me and pulled me in water. What the hell? All right,
Well,
I'm back.
welcome back, Matt. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Well, fantastic. Let's talk about SmackDown and Raw real quick. We talked about Raw a little bit. Do you think the New Day gets a rematch tonight, or you think it's held off for a little bit?
I think it's held off for a little bit. I think they're going to concentrate a little bit on the world title. Like I said, that could be like a big thing before the new year. I think next week's Raw.
Fair enough. And then on SmackDown, obviously this week not a lot's been announced, but next week on SmackDown, It's already been announced that not only will John Cena return, but we'll also have Ellsworth and AJ Styles for the title.
What? No, 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 no.
No, we won't.
No, no.
I'm sorry.
It's-
No. AJ Styles and Dolph
I'll
Ziggler.
put you in the later
for the title.
reincarnation.
I
Bring
should.
back
I
my
mean, I might need to
co-host.
drop back in there. I'm
But
sorry, AJ and Ziggler.
are we gonna have a clean finish next week?
I think so. Will the Undertaker show up on
I
SmackDown next
swear to
week?
God, the Undertaker gonna show up. I'm gonna quit watching SmackDown too.
Don't say that.
Phyllis.
Don't say that you're gonna quit watching SmackDown. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up for us. Was there anything else on SmackDown we wanted to cover? When is the women's title rematch? Are they having another one on the next one, or are they having
That's the one before the year.
supposed to be that one as well,
Yeah.
right? Becky and okay, so they'll have that match as well. And now, are we going to get new tag team number one contenders because the Ryder's out for 4 to 6 months?
I believe we will probably.
Yeah. Okay. You don't think Mojo will just use Kurt Hawkins as his partner, the old
Oh.
Zack Ryder's old partner?
Jet Swagger,
Jack Swagger. What about him?
make him be the partner. That'd be
Oh
awesome.
no, not Swagger. Well, maybe. You never know. So that'll be something to see. I know we're talking about next week's show, and that's because we will not be having a show next week due to Christmas week. We will be having the night off from OT3 next week. But yeah, that's pretty much sums it up, I think, for us tonight. Paul, I'll hand it over to you.
Sorry, my mic. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. As always, thanks for joining in, James, in the chat room. Go ahead and give us a like, a subscription, everything like that that has to do with our social media and YouTubes and everything like that. Tweet. Follow us on Twitter, which is OT3Podcast1. Send us an email at OT3podcast@gmail.com. And of course, on Facebook, it's Facebook.com/Off the Top Turnbuckle. Sorry, I was trying to get my microphone all set up. It was kind of like dangling some weird way.
It happens.
I was like stuttering around. Anyway, so that's that.
Yeah.
Don't forget, little announcement for me. We do have Shipe Sports Talk tomorrow. We'll be going straight into NFL playoffs. We got a lot of scenarios popping up. We may debate whether Mariota is a top 10 quarterback or not. That's something I want to debate. We'll talk some Jameis Winston, Redskins. So look for that tomorrow. We're going to start getting right into more NFL. The playoffs are approaching, so look for that tomorrow on Shipe Sports Talk. Anthony, unfortunately, will not be there, but you can still catch me, Chris, and Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Don't forget to tune in to the Shipe Sports Talk. As he said, unfortunately, I will not be on the show tomorrow. And like I said, next Monday we will not have OT3. But I do want to say, since next Monday will be the last Monday of 2016 before the new year rolls in, that it's been a pleasure so far this year. I hope you guys enjoyed in our first, this is our 31st episode, our first, 31 episodes in our first year of the OT3. And
real quick, I'm going to stop you 1 second. They are lowering the small cage, and I believe Jericho is going to have to be inside of that they haven't said who Owens is facing, but it looks like Jericho will be inside that cage tonight for a match.
So there you go.
I'm sorry for
don't
breaking the news in
apologize.
front of you, but breaking news: Jericho will be inside of a small cage.
So there will be a match taking place with Jericho being banned, or I should be suspended above the ring in a cage.
And Mick Foley just said, "Drink it in, man."
Yeah. Do you think Mick Foley makes a Santa appearance tonight?
Maybe.
So with that, like I was saying, yeah, but I know from myself, Paul and Matt, we've had a great time here in 2016 doing OT3, and we look forward to 2017 continuing to roll along with that. And that's basically. Do you have anything you want to add, Matt, about how did you enjoy this first year?
I think it's been great first year of OT3.
31 episodes.
Started all the way at the Royal Rumble. Now we've come full circle. This is awesome, man. I can't wait to keep it going. Like I said, look out for the Wrestling Fantasy League. We're going to start, hopefully get some 5 people involved in that. Full draft online. So get ready, man. We're ready for season 2 of OT3.
Yeah, season 2. And, I always ask every week. I'm going to ask Paul. I know it's not going to happen. So, Paul, are we, since we're going to be taking a week off and then coming back in the new year, should I be expecting Crazy Talk to be returning early in the new year?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe not till the middle of January. I think
But it has been renewed. Can the viewers at least hear that? It's been renewed for a new season? All right, excellent. So Crazy Talk will return. It's coming back, everybody. Just wait for it. But yeah, Paul, I want to say thank you to you too personally. It's been a pleasure working with you this first 31 episodes in this first year of OT3, and as well as on the Shipe Sports Talk, and we appreciate everything you do for us here on the
Of course, bro.
podcast.
It's fun, man. I like doing it. So you guys do a great job. It makes it easy. That's for sure.
Fair enough. Well, I think that pretty much does it. I'll just sign off by saying to everyone watching, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. You know, from us here at OT3.
Oh, it was the first one, not that one.
What? I don't have that. You didn't give me a couple.
Oh, you messed it all up. Look what you did, Matt. You messed everything up by sending it to him.
Or keep
You sent
talking.
him- Yeah. No, I just basically wanted to say that. Exactly what I said. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Thanks for watching, and we will see everyone in the new year. And you know what, Paul? You know what they could do?
What's that?
You let them know, Paul.
You can believe in that. I switch my hands.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a good one. Happy New
Christmas,
Year.
And remember,
Oh boy. See ya.
Good night, everybody.
night.